Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Assalamu alaikum. Closer? Okay. I want to start with thanking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for making this opportunity where we could all come together. Without His, can I take it in my hands? Yeah, it seems very. Okay, good. Alhamdulillah. So, without Allah's will and His help, we will not be here on a Sunday, for sure, right? So, we want to first thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for making this happen. And I also want to recognize and thank the volunteers. Had you been here yesterday, it was a very different place from what it is today. And it did not happen just because, it did not happen without any effort, without commitment, and, without hard work. Mostly of the sisters and few of the brothers, alhamdulillah. I was here for some other reason. I was also able to help a little bit. But alhamdulillah, that is what makes Darul Arqam what it is today. If you are seeing this place to be nicely organized, beautifully done, and welcoming, it is just because of the people whom we have. It is your school. And it is an honor and a privilege for people like me to be involved with you. You are the ones who make this happen. It is simply an honor and privilege for me to be here. And I also want to thank the staff, starting with the principal, to the admins, to the staff, to the teachers, the administrators, to the person who takes care of cleaning the school. Without even me telling, this morning when I came for Fajr, right after Fajr, I saw Sister Marisa and her son sweeping and wiping the floor. I was planning to call them and request them to be here, but there was no need. They considered this place to be their school. That is what makes Darul Arqam different. I can keep going on why Darul Arqam is different, but I positioned this talk right after the talk from our alumni. We can talk the talk. Talk is easy. That's why people say talk is easy, walk the walk. End of the day, anything that we do, what is the outcome, what is the output of what we do is really what matters. Sometimes you work hard with no outputs. Here are these two alumni that you met today. That is the output. That is the product that we are actually preparing, nurturing, and graduating from the school. So I did not want to address the community today without having the alumni speak, because that is where, that's where we take pride. That's what makes us feel that we are doing something right here. Alhamdulillah. There are so many things to share with you. There are wonderful things that are happening in the school. And we will not have much time, so I'm going to go through a few highlights since the last time that we met. So inshallah, we'll go to the next slide. Once again, 2 years ago, we broke the glass ceiling. One of our graduate, who was addressing you brothers and sisters now, Ahmed al-Binni, got admitted to the Ivy League school. And by Allah's help, we were able to continue that last year once again. And fortunately, it was his own sister who once again got into an Ivy League school. So again, it clearly demonstrates one thing, is that these children didn't come to us in the last 1 or 2 years and they were already in the public schools and they had the best of everything around them. And somehow, they came for the last moment and then they just graduated and got into Ivy League. They have been the schools and products of this school, with all the deficiencies that we sometimes think about. They have been part of those deficiencies. But alhamdulillah, they've been able to achieve great success so far, and I pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to have them keep going. So, this year is Brown University. Once again, 100% admission. None of our children have had any difficulty in getting admission to 4-year colleges. Over $100,000 of scholarships. These are not small achievements. These are big. Sometimes we take things for granted. We believe that, it's okay, but it is not. when so many people struggle, here is a small school with no help and assistance from the town or the state, and we are able to do what many other schools are unable to do with so much that they have, so much of resources available to them. So, one, distinguished academic education, and it is not going to go, it is only going to grow from where we are today, and we are laying the foundation for a lot more better education, and I'll cover that in the next slides. Once again, digital curriculum. We have had this issue for a long time. We have been using paper-based books, and these paper-based books, they expire very soon. Some of the content in those books were old, and though it matters with math and science, but we always felt that, some of the parents used to come and tell me that it still shares George W. Bush as the president of America when George is gone and Obama had come and now it is Trump. So alhamdulillah, we have taken the step to sign up for digital curriculum. Digital curriculum is on, and we are in the trial period at this time. Math is the first subject that we have taken, and we are going to continue with every other subject. That is the direction that we are going. We are not going to go back, we are going to march forward. 70 plus devices are being acquired. Smart board negotiations are going on. Inshallah, we are going to have much more of technology and infrastructure in place for our children. Accreditation, absolutely on. I may even have some wrong timings. Maybe it is 2018. So, 2018, 2019, between these 2 years, we are laying the foundation. We have done this many times. We have tried it, and it did not work in the previous times. This time, we are doing things very differently. We can't do the same and expect different results. So we are doing things differently so that we achieve what we want to get done. Next slide. Character building. I think Sheikh Qatanani spoke about it very well. We all know, if wealth is lost, nothing is lost. If health is lost, something is lost. If character is lost, everything is lost. Every one of us know that. So taking that, though we focus on academics many of the times, we also wanted to equally focus or more focus on character building. What have we done? And one of the reasons why there are 4 things that happens in the Quran Islamic Studies department. There is Arabic as a language. And we are actually re-looking into that Arabic as a language program in order to improve, number 1. Number 2, Quran recitation. It is important for our children to be able to connect with Quran all the time. Recitation goes on in the school. Memorization of the Quran. It is important that we also memorize as much as we can. That another aspect of Quran that continues in the school. And the 4th is Islamic studies, so that we understand the history of Islam, the foundations of Islam, the do's and don'ts of Islam. These 4 things are happening in the school. And there are 1/5 element that we are working on currently. That 5th element is, I now have all this knowledge, and sometimes I don't know how to practice. So how do we internalize what we learn in our daily life? That is the discussion that's happening at this time in the school. Al-Manara was brought in for Islamic studies, so that they are now fully integrated in the school. Our children who are in the 9th grade, who were in the 9th grade this year, in 3 years from now, they will graduate from the school with an associate degree in Islamic studies. Not a small achievement. Associate degree in Islamic studies, not a small achievement. So they will meet all the prerequisites for them to be having that degree. This morning, Sheikh Allah and myself and a few others, we met with the chaplain of Muslim chaplain of Rutgers, and we are actually coming and trying to put together a program. The Muslim chaplain of Rutgers is actually writing the curriculum for an institute called Yaqeen. Absolute certainty, right? Yaqeen Institute. Omar Sulaiman is the founder of the institute, and he is one of the contributing members in creating the curriculum. So we are trying to see how we can connect with them in order to bring that into the organization. Not an easy task, but we want to make sure that when our graduates leave from here, they have absolute certainty of who they are. Confident Muslims, but moral Muslims. They know how to act. They have the knowledge. Now they know how to they have internalized the Islamic values, and they will practice it as they move from here, inshallah. So that is the plan that we have. And one other thing that's been dogging us for several years has been this heat and cold control of the building. We have very, very old infrastructure, and not an easy thing to change. You can see the radiators all around the building. But alhamdulillah, for the first time, we have taken a significant step forward. We have already put $55,000. The first 40 tons of equipment will be reaching on Tuesday to the parking lot. And these equipments are going to go into the roof. And we have a brother who has taken a lead on this. The brother asked me not to name him, so I'm not going to name him. But I got some information from him. 120 tons of heating and cooling equipments are going to be in place in the school, inshallah. The first 40 tons, 1/3 of the infrastructure is going to be delivered on Tuesday. Money is paid. And 12 classrooms and 2 more rooms will have, these are ductless systems, so there is no ducts running. There will be no radiators in the classroom. And, noise pollution will not be there. And they will be able to enjoy the heat and the cold based on the weather outside. And before the beginning of Ramadan, we will have another 20 tons that will reach. So it will be 80 tons, 60 tons. Half of what we want to get done will be done before Ramadan. And inshallah, absolutely yes, God willing. So, and inshallah, we hope that the remaining 60 tons that we want to have will also be done very soon. This brother who is leading this, one of those, I know we all are committed to this cause. And I have seen this brother so much committed. There is nothing much that we had to do. Rather, he follows up with us. And he has also made his commitment that all the work that needs to get done from the electrical side, between $50,000 and $75,000 of work is going to be done by him, fi sabilillah. He is not expecting anything to be paid by the school. That is what makes Darul Arqam what it is today, right? It is impossible for 2 or 3 people or 30 or 40 staff to run the school. So it is you brothers and sisters who make the school a better school, make what Darul Arqam it is today. Darul Arqam Foundation, another wonderful thing that is happening. For the first time, we are making Darul Arqam, we are investing into Darul Arqam on a longer term strategy. We have, the endowment has started. One of the houses in this lane on Thomas Street is completely paid. It is part of Darul Arqam. And here are some financials. If you see the tuition income, we are close to $1 million. If we look at the expenses, there is $91,000, $100,000 of deficits. And if you look at the expenses, payroll is the lion's share, 80%, 85% of what we collect, and the operations is between 15 and 20%. So, and your donation at work. Here are a few things that I believe that, look at what we have achieved. Once again, when we say what we have achieved, I'm absolutely including each and every one of you. None of these things would have been possible without, your hard work, your commitment, your trust, your confidence, and your contribution to this project. Financial aid, we have $125,000 towards financial aid. We are probably one of the most affordable schools in New Jersey. We are probably the most easily accessible school in New Jersey. We don't ask anybody anything. We don't tell them that you want to come in, you have to pay $1,000. You want to come in, you have to pay $3,000. There are many other schools which institute this, but we don't. We want to make things easy for people to come so that in case, if they don't have $1,000, let that not be a reason for them not to enroll their children. Because the whole principle is to get our children into a safe and growing environment, inshallah. Financially, $125,000. Heating and cooling system, we have paid $55,000 so far. Endowment, $238,000 of money has been paid in order to buy the building, which you see right in the middle. The another building, we have committed $60,000 from the school, and the remaining is being collected from the parents. There was a time, a month and a half, 2 months ago, I sent an email and asking some of our parents to invest along with the school in buying this house. Within 5 days, we got all the commitments we wanted. Within 5 days, many of the parents made the call, made the decision to partner with the school in buying this property so that, this becomes a part of the endowment fund as we grow. So it was an amazing experience for us. The total is close to $500,000 of investments have been made, either towards uplifting the school or helping our own brothers and sisters who are financially challenged, or making the foundation of Darul Arqam stronger. So we have invested $500,000. You have invested $500,000, wrong term. You have invested $500,000 on uplifting this school. So, next. What we are looking at, we are actually looking to collect some more money. And we want to actually make that into an investment for the school, so that the parents of the school partner with the school in order to uplift the school more. There are a few things that we want to do inside the school, inside the classrooms. We want to uplift the classrooms to a model classroom that you can see in any other place, inshallah. So we want to do that. And for us to do that, we need some big investments. And whenever it is like saying, build the masjid and people will come. And that principle has existed since the time, Ibrahim alayhi salam, built Kaaba. Build it and they will come. And it happens. You can build a masjid and people will come. This ICSR is house full every Friday. We did not know where these brothers were, but now it is house full. There's no space for people to pray between the men and the women. So we are looking at building the infrastructure inside out, and inshallah, the word will get out and the word will bring more people in, more revenue into the organization, and that revenue will help the school and will also be shared with the people who are investing into this. So that's the whole principle behind this. So anybody who is interested in investing with the school, I made it as R square, return on your investment, and also rewards from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for making this organization stronger. So you can always reach out to me at any time. Most of the people have my numbers. In case if you don't, feel free to call the school and they'll get you how to contact me. Last but not the least, I put this pyramid in here. 16 years of operations. And now there's something that we are working on is learning without borders or learning without walls. I think Sister Sahar was mentioning about learning without walls. Our children are now going to Umrah. First time they went last year. This time they are going in 2 weeks' time, inshallah. And this time we are extending this just not with Umrah alone. We are also actually taking them to one other location so that, inshallah, they can, visit and learn internationally, visit a place and learn from it, inshallah. So lots of good things are happening. I'm not going to go through everything, but if you go through everything, it will automatically lead you to saying that Darul Arqam is one of the best schools, Islamic schools in New Jersey. And feel proud that all of you have contributed towards it. And we want to keep this thing, positive thing, going and going and going. In an effort to be involved in the community, Darul Arqam committed to Specialized Children Hospital. Now a parent donated $500, which plus the entire contribution. She doesn't want her name mentioned. Okay, so alhamdulillah, there is just positiveness that is happening all around us. And I feel that the investment that you are making today in this school by having your children and also the donations that you are paying, all this is going to weigh very heavy for you in the future and in the eyes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. With that, I want to close my remarks. Thank you so much. Jazakallah khairan and being patient with the hearing.